Tonight, on Top 20, they're much more than tipsy and long past plastered. We're counting down the wildest, biggest boozers. Who's the biggest one of all?
Oh my God.
The twisted sister trying to dry out?
Come on, get out.
The guy who prefers his brew huge with a shot of goo? Or how about the party girl who likes to get down? From thousands of whacked out wastoids, we've selected only the finest moments of impaired insanity. Which will be number one? Find out next. On Top 20, Biggest Boozers. Let's belly up for the first shot. At number 20. It's Christmas in Canada, and these dudes are celebrating by chugging some holiday spirits. But they better be good for goodness sake, because you never know who might drop in. Look, he does exist. It should come as no surprise that Pseudo-Santa here has been nipping the nog.
I was really drunk, I have to admit. Definitely hammered. I just thought it'd be an amazing idea to dress as Santa and crash my friend's beer pong game. Once I hit the ground, it just wasn't such a good idea.
Sean rips the bottom out of his undersized suit. But that's not the worst of it. Not even close.
After the jump, I had got up and tried to walk it off, but turned out I had a broken rib, so it wasn't that easy.
Now he's got a long road to recovery. But then, anything that keeps him a little more grounded is probably a good thing. But that's nothing compared to the ass getting floored at number 19. It's bad enough when you've had so much to drink that you get kicked out of a bar. But get a load of this Richie Rich, who seems to think the rules don't apply to him. Guess again, Junior. Now would be a good time for this snookered socialite to go home. Instead, he comes back for more.
Yo, 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 yo!
And more. And... well, you get the idea. The pissy Preppy thinks he can take someone 3 times his size. If only his nanny were here to make it a fair fight. Finally, another bouncer steps in and the inebriate beats a retreat.
What an idiot, dude. What a drunk moron.
The next time this upper cruster gets booted from a bar, he should take the hint. Shove off.
Yo, 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 yo!
This couple just left the pub after about 10 rounds.
Here we go.
The escalator's not even moving. But when you're this drunk, everything's moving. Let's hope the valet doesn't bring them their car. Clearly, these lushes are on their last legs. But we've got someone even more hopeless. At number 18. Jose Carrillo has never been shy about tying one on. But today, it's led to a sticky situation.
I was drunk and I wanted to pee in the lake.
Mission accomplished. But 20 minutes later, he's still stuck in his makeshift toilet. Talk about wallowing in your own filth.
I lost my balance and I slipped into this mud hole. It sucked, it was cold, and it just felt gross.
You don't say. Thankfully, victory's within reach. But epic failure, a lot closer. Looks like this little piggy should have stayed home.
Nobody would get up to help me because they were all laughing so hard. It was very embarrassing.
Finally, Jose uses a stick to escape. And he's learned a valuable lesson.
If you have to pee, go find a bathroom.
Sage advice, Stinko. If only someone had some words of wisdom for number 17. You have to be pretty clear-headed to pull off moves like these. To admire them, not so much.
I love you guys. Hey, dude, you need a shot.
As you can see, Otis here loves motocross almost as much as he loves hooch. Now he wants a cameo in one of the stunts.
Hey, no brain, no pain. Come on.
He knows he can't ride, but he can stand. Okay, so he can't really do that either. But apparently he can do this.
That's where you want to be?
Let the good times roll, Otis.
Start chugging, bud.
The 90-proof fool proves he's good for something. A human hurdle. Unfortunately, he's about to try that whole standing up thing again. At the last second, the boozer goes for a swig and gets smacked in his brain box. Thankfully, the same stuff that got Otis into this mess
Somehow. Booze, booze, booze. That's pretty tough on there.
also works as a pretty good disinfectant.
Another half goes in your mouth.
Ultimately, he'll be just fine. Though when he wakes up tomorrow, you may wonder why his hangover is even worse than usual. Don't go away. The fun has just begun. A wasted tourist hits rock bottom. And a Blotto Butterball really gets wrecked. Who's got the thirst to be number one?
Back up.
On top 20, biggest boozers. The countdown rolls on. They're saying hello to Hooch. And goodbye to brain cells. Some have just given up, while others never seem to learn. Craving some more? Then wait your whistle with number 16. When you've had too much to drink, it's smart to find a quiet place to dry out. Unless it's an actual dryer. Too bad nobody told this drunken ass.
Come on, get out.
name is Crystal Case, and her friend Matt got her into this mess. Well, sort of.
I had been drinking, and I was like, well, let's get in the dryer. And Matt was like, you cannot get in the dryer, Crystal. And I was like, oh, wanna bet?
I'm getting your hips. I'm getting your hips.
She sure showed him, but now it's up to her friends to show her how to get out.
This is hilarious.
You have to rotate your butt. Pull your butt in. There you go.
After twisting and turning,
Pick your butt up.
Crystal manages to show the world her better side.
I cannot breathe again.
But that doesn't mean she's reached the end of her cycle.
Put your head back in there. Put your head back in. All right, now scoot your butt up over the rim.
It's not that easy.
Maybe she's caught in a lint trap.
How do I get in here?
I was like, oh my gosh, we're gonna have to call the fire department, and this is gonna be very embarrassing, and I'm never gonna live this down.
Well, 2 out of 3 anyway. No one's calling the fire department.
I cannot breathe.
Fall forward. Lay down. Let John pick your ass up and pull it on the other side. All right?
The most sober guy in the house steps in. And finally,
It looked like the dryer was giving birth to me.
congratulations. It's a drunk.
Don't ever scare me to get in the trash can. I mean, dryer again.
The whole world knows that drinking behind the wheel is a bad idea. And yet here's Sean in an open cockpit vehicle with no seatbelt on.
I love you, bro.
Bottoms up, Sean. Looks like both car and driver should be retired permanently. Despite nearly losing an arm, the gasket head simply laughs. Maybe he should take a lesson from the hotshot at number 15. This is Tiny Tim Roushader with a public service announcement.
I'm gonna tell you, or actually show you, why you shouldn't drink and drive.
Thanks for the education. Actually, Tim isn't schooling us out of a sense of civic duty. He's fed up with work and showing us the most moronic way to get fired. That's right. He works for this used car dealer, and he's not only wasted on the job, he's destroying the inventory.
I don't think that's a tire, dog.
And it gets better. That van he's slamming, it belongs to the head honcho. Of course, Tiny's ride is actually Tiny's ride. Which makes you wonder why he'd do this. By the way, that's a hell of a beer gut. Just saying.
Yeah, baby!
There's drunken logic for you.
Ah! Don't drink and drive! Where's the apple bottle?
Needless to say, Tiny no longer has his job or his car. But for a lush who really goes overboard, check out number 14. There's no man more powerful than the ocean. And after downing rum and cokes all day, this man doesn't even come close. No matter how hard he tries, the boozer just can't get his floaty past the breakers. Luckily, it's not illegal to drink and dive. At last, Captain Morgan's on board. Though it's hard to stay there when you can't see straight.
Watch out!
But here's a thought. Maybe you should stop trying to get on the boat and start trying to get on the wagon. It gets even more trying for the saucy girl at number 13.
Go ahead.
This sorority sister has spent the night drinking with friends. Which is probably how she came up with this brilliant idea. Stairway surfing. Cowabunga, surfs down. Little Miss Courage gets dumped. And even breaks her badge. Now she's gonna need a new sign that says shame. Next time, how about a little more common sense? And a lot less liquid courage. Coming up, the wildest action yet. But who's got what it takes to be number one? The guy who swigs a beer with a chaser of scorpion? Or the siblings who cop a buzz at the dentist? Remember, it's not a party until someone gets hurt. On Top 20, biggest boozers. The countdown rolls on. From a drunken dryer diver to crocked crash and burnout. Intoxicated logic definitely has its limits.
Watch out!
And the outcome ain't always pretty. It gets even blurrier at number 12. If you stand out as being the really drunk guy in Ireland, you might have a problem. This tipsy tourist has drawn the attention of the local bike cop. The officer would step in to bust the boozer, but it's more fun to stand back and let him do it himself. Yeah, play it off. Probably no one saw that. Okay, somehow the wino had no trouble balancing on an elevated bowl of water, but hopping down one whole foot? That he can't do? Oh well, the only good thing is he won't be spending the night in jail. The officer figures he's suffered enough. But he still hasn't suffered as much as the knucklehead at number 11. Interesting fact, NASCAR drivers, NFL players, construction workers, none of them wear helmets made of cardboard. An empty beer box, lots of empty beer bottles, plus an empty head leads to a punchy idea. This should end well. At least he's taking precautions. But it's still unclear why he even bothered with the box. Oh, right, to hide his shame. Hey, is this where we get the term head case? Of course, the knockout plays like it's nothing.
You okay, Sean?
But no one's really buying it.
Oh my God.
He's going to have to sell it a little better than that.
Oh my God.
That's the idea.
Get in the picture.
Okay, too much. Eventually, his brain will stop hurting.
Yes.
And if not, who cares?
That's right here.
It's not like he was using it anyway.
Yeah.
The plaster'd really make an impact. At number 10. One of the toughest jobs at this bakery is setting up the display cases each morning. Which makes what happens next really annoying. Time to remake the donuts. Totally smashed at 8 a.m., a driver plows into the store, nearly taking out one of its best customers. When the rolls finally stop rolling, the employees pile out. They're shocked to find that no one is seriously injured, including the boozy battering ram. Sure, he's covered in small cuts, but doctors will have him patched up long before the mess he caused is clean. Now he'll be facing several charges for getting toasted and costing this bakery some serious dough. A very different kind of drunk driver makes his mark at number 9. If you're on 6th Street in Austin, Texas, you don't have to look far to find a wild partier. But police have just pulled over some of the wildest they've ever seen. 2 wasted jackasses riding their horses. So what's the legal precedent here? Public intoxiquestrian?
What the deal is we have 2 guys on horses that are impeding traffic here on 6th Street.
Bad news, Kimasabis. Looks like any kind of horsepower is considered driving in these parts. The first guy has clearly been hitting the saloons. And his Drunken buddy, Samuel Olivo, is in even worse shape.
What you doing out there, man?
I couldn't walk straight. I could barely even stand up, you know?
Then again, maybe Sam has a good explanation.
Hey, do you have any kind of medical condition? No. I was in an injury. Did you have a head injury? Yes, sir. How long ago? 6 months ago. What kind of head injury did you have? I died. You died? Yeah. Did you come back? Yeah.
Wow, considering what he's been through, he's doing remarkably well. Of course, a sobriety test is still standard protocol.
Hey, don't move your head, okay? Keep your head still. Don't move your head.
I knew I was failing the test.
Hold it tight.
But the horse wasn't drunk. The horse knows where he's going.
Put your hands like that, man. You are too intoxicated.
The 2 hombres are herded to the pokey for the night, and their rides to the pen. But fortunately for Sam and his partner, they won't be saddled with charges. Still to come. Yeah! How far will some wastoids go to be number 1? They might beat back the competition. They could crack their skulls. Either way, they better go for broke. Oh. On top 20, biggest boozers. The battle for #1 is on. And they're letting it all hang out. From bomb boneheads to saw speeders. The boozers are getting more outrageous. So let's keep the party popping with #8. Talk about a drunken snack attack. Two groups of bar hoppers battle at a diner. Because this gal just insulted this guy's haircut. And what started as an offhanded comment has become a full-blown melee. His friends try to hold him back while hers pelt him with food. He responds by getting punchy with the girl. If chivalry wasn't dead before, he just killed it. Furious, the squad of women make a stand. So the ladies' man decides to make his escape. Only this meal of mayhem has a second course out in the parking lot. The tough guy is quickly mobbed by girls. And now he's the one getting hit on. But his friends are just as bad as he is. That's another assault on the fairer sex. Fortunately, the police are there in seconds. Guess the beanbag shotgun is how they greet guys who deck females. Shut up! Who knows? Maybe all these idiots will come back for breakfast after they sober up in the joint. But sober is still a long way off for the Guzzlers and #7. When it's Mardi Gras in New Orleans, you can count on some fall-down drunks. These partiers are trying to get back to their hotel room, but they can't even stay on their feet. So they come up with a brilliant plan. Put Big Pink on a luggage cart. Always good to know your dead weight. And now it looks like her friend is going to need some help, too. Forget about beds. These girls might need stomach pumps. Finally, the Lavender Lush wakes up. But the belle of the ball isn't going anywhere. With one last groggy effort, they jam the cart in the elevator. Not a second too soon. The security guard wanders by and misses everything. After a wild night in the Big Easy, these sods redefine what it means to get carried away. Now for someone who really needs to lay off the drink at #6. Don't be fooled. This is not Rex Kramer.
Rex Kramer, danger seeker.
But what's up with your beer, wannabe?
That's got broccoli in it.
What a great way to stay healthy while getting schnockered.
Follow my lead, kid.
After downing his veggie pale ale, he moves on to step 2 of his plan. Downing himself. Noble effort, Captain Vegetable. The sturdy fence wobbles and the fool falls short of the neighbor's awesome new pool. The property damage runs into the tens of dollars. Oh well, at least he hasn't lost his thirst. Having another beer after that stunt seems in poor taste. But then, poor taste is kind of his specialty. Up next,
Marinate that bitch.
the top 5 boozers are picking their poison. Some are loopy. Some are hammered. And they're all in for a fall. But who will stand out at number 1? On Top 20 Biggest Boozers. Back to the countdown. From violent boozy brawls to outrageous party blunders. You never know what's going to happen when these losers get their drink on. Just wait until you see how far they'll go. At number 5. These friends are in the middle of a good old-fashioned pub crawl. And while it starts out relatively tame, after several more stops, their impaired judgment starts showing. Here we go. For instance,
Jay, you're a very kind man. I'm sorry I have to do this to you. Higher up. Higher up.
That was awesome.
see, Jay has been getting free liquor all night by letting his friends do this.
Higher up.
That was awesome.
Sure, that punch wasn't so bad.
Here, that was pretty good.
I'm sorry.
But the night's still young. And Jay's still thirsty.
Punch it in,
Hit it.
The boys resume the festivities back home.
it's not so bad.
Even though the drinks here are already on the house, Jay's forgotten to tap out of this game.
All right, you recording this?
Maybe.
At least this time he gets to throw out the first pitch.
Oh my God.
Hopefully the shirtless wonder thought that was worth it. Because get a load of this.
Do it.
Dude, I love you so much, Jay.
Watch Roxy.
Oh God, no.
Oh.
Yeah, those hits were totally equal.
You right?
No, he's out. He's out cold.
With one punch and after who knows how much alcohol, it's lights out for Jay.
You right?
At least his dog seems concerned. Eventually, Glass Joe comes to, and with no ill effects.
I don't remember any of this.
Yeah.
Dude, this happened like 10 minutes ago.
Well, maybe just a little brain damage.
So I can't punch you guys. No, you can't.
Guess he just needs to lay off the shots.
Oh.
But moderation isn't even in the vocabulary of the rummy and number 4. There are a couple of very subtle indicators to help tell whether or not someone has had too much to drink. None of them will be needed here. This wild man has been brought to the police station for suspected DUI. You understand we're obligated to say suspected? The only way he could be more obvious is if he were still holding the bottle. Seriously, what was this guy downing? Turpentine? Finally, an officer steps in to take the wailing wino back for questioning. Who knows? He could plead the 5th. That is, if he hasn't already chugged it. There are some things that you should never mix with alcohol. For instance, a disgusting cockroach. There's only one word for this drunk's dinner. Ew! Bet he'd like fries with that. And if that isn't nasty enough, try the main course at number 3. Okay, guys, if you get wasted, please go for beer nuts.
Marinate that bitch.
Or pretzels. Really, anything. But a live scorpion.
What? Yeah!
Who cares about poison or claws? Because Jerry here sure doesn't. His rewards? High fives. Totally worth it.
Oh my God, that's the best thing I've ever seen in my whole life.
Yes.
Anyone here like seafood?
Why didn't we hang out with this guy, man?
And he's not even done. There's still the tail.
Now you gotta suck the juice out of that thing.
We're not sure if Jerry is going to be okay.
Like a scorpion.
Then again,
Marinate that bitch.
was he ever?
What? Yeah!
There's a very different kind of sting in store for the boozer at number 2. This is a college football game. But this guy isn't your typical walk-on. Mr. Tapakege here puts on his own halftime show.
Hey, man!
Smart move, because these things always end on a good note. Don't they? Hey, no flags for late hits in this game. Now the gyrating wonder will get to spend a little overtime in custody after his blotto attempt to entertain the masses came up just short of the goal. Coming up, Junior takes a trip to the dentist. And now, he be tripping.
She's your sister.
Number 1 is next. On Top 20, Biggest Boozers. From thousands of videos, we've counted down the most plastered, battered, trashed, and smashed Biggest Boozers. But wait until you see the snookered siblings at number 1 in our Top 20 countdown. Is it just me? Or does something about these teens seem off? Oh, now it makes sense. Austin and Kaylin haven't been boozing, but they are as high as a kite after a trip to the dentist. A long, strange trip.
I went to write your space travel.
I have no memory whatsoever of this whole incident.
Mom?
What?
Who is she?
It's your sister. She's your sister.
It was kind of embarrassing.
He can say that again. In fact, he can't stop saying things.
How are you feeling, Kaylin? You doing okay, baby?
Yeah, I'm doing fine.
I said Kaylin.
I mean this Kaylin.
Now would be the perfect time for Kaylin to chime in.
Not.
If only she could.
I had no idea where I was or like who was talking to me, and I couldn't figure it out.
Maybe a little physical activity will help get the kids grounded.
Hey,
It's all right.
play some more?
Okay.
No.
Then again, it may make things worse.
I can't move my finger.
I was crying and everything. What in the world is that about, you know?
Eventually, the Stone siblings will come down from their high.
Oh, so good.
Living it down, on the other hand,
She's your sister.
they've got a long way to go for that. Put down that punch. And call yourself a cab. Because this party is over. You've had your fun. Now it's time to sober up. And get on home. Or who knows? You could pass out and wake up at number 1. On Top 20 Biggest Boozers.